So today, Harvey, in the What the Actual Health podcast, we decided to talk about food myths. But maybe just 3 muna kasi mahaba-habang usapan to. Marami talaga na yung akala mo healthy pero hindi pala. Yung akala mo hindi healthy but it's actually good for you.
Yes.
Starting off with number 1. And dito ka nag-viral.
First time. Rice.
Rice.
Ano ba sinasabi ko? Eat your rice.
Paano ulit?
Eat your rice.
Ganon. Okay. O sige. In the Philippines, rice is a staple. As an Asian country, we eat rice with almost every meal.
As opposed to bread.
As opposed to bread,
Yes.
na more Western siya.
Yep.
Ngayon, why is it that some Filipinos or some individuals view rice as the enemy?
Matagal na yan eh. Di ba dati, people would try to lose weight. They think that not eating rice is the key because it's a carbohydrate. Kawawa ang carbohydrate eh. Because it's usually the one that is blamed for everything. For weight gain, for disease, for these things. But not all carbohydrates are created equal.
Sure ka?
Oo.
Sure
Not
ka?
all
Sige nga,
carbohydrates
explain.
are created equal. The speed at which a carbohydrate converts into sugar or converts into fat is what gives the carbohydrate its quality.
Okay. So, what makes a carbohydrate convert less fast or slower into sugar or fat?
Just the way it's structured. Like, mabilis sobra ang simple sugar, high fructose corn syrup.
Refined. So
Refined.
basically anything that's refined,
Yes.
once they go through a refining process, your body doesn't need to refine it.
Yes.
And then it turns into sugar
Yes.
or fat faster.
Yes.
So is this why carbohydrates have, this stigma around it?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the way most of these carbohydrates are, people blame carbohydrates as an entirety.
Okay.
They blame carbohydrates as if you eat carbs, it's bad for you. That's why there is a movement called low carb, diba?
Yes,
low carb,
yes.
low carb. But the funny thing is when you go low carb, it's not sustainable because there are so many functions in the body where carbohydrates are needed.
Sige, let's start
Or
with
optimized.
men. With men muna. Kasi sa women, alam ko naman that carbohydrates are absolutely necessary. But for men, go.
Sige. Just example, if you're going to work out, most men, they do a lot of, they work, right? So, pag nag-work ka, even if you're driving from here, driving to there, a lot of the times you need carbohydrates to fuel your body. Kung tanggalin mo yun, minsan you don't feel quite right in terms of energy. Mas more pagod ka. Or another one is your mood is also carbohydrates related. Serotonin is generally a carbohydrate driver.
Okay.
So if you're not taking enough carbohydrates...
You mean serotonin is driven by carbohydrates?
Yes.
Not serotonin is a carbohydrate driver?
Yes.
Okay, there.
Carbohydrates you need to boost your serotonin.
Okay.
That's why most people, when they celebrate, what do they run to? They normally grab a carbohydrate. They normally, when they're tired,
Worldwide, it's a cake. Chinese culture, or I don't even know if that's really rooted in Chinese culture, it's pancit for long life.
Spaghetti.
Philippine spaghetti. Lagi may spaghetti pag may birthday.
Sweet spaghetti.
Sweet spaghetti. Yun. So, why is it that, yung the whole no rice movement, which incidentally, it's funny, because again, I like eavesdropping in other tables when I'm eating out. Merong o-order ng, let's say, tapsilog. Pero sabihin, pwede ba wala na lang rice? And then after the whole conversation, meron siyang soda.
Yes.
Meron siyang cake.
Yung soda madalas. Oo. Or
Meron
iced
siyang
tea.
cake. Yes.
Iced tea.
No rice, pero may iced tea. Or no rice, pero magtitinapay or cake after.
Yes.
So, talagang they're singling out just rice.
Rice. Yeah. parang may ginawa sa yung kanin na masama
Oo
eh,
nga eh,
no?
grabe.
Kawawan,
Crucified.
kawawa
Crucified
naman,
si
kawawa ang
rice.
kanin.
Yes. But,
Nananahimik lang siya doon eh. Kayo
but
talaga
to
oh.
qualify, what type of rice do we like consuming?
We like rice that converts into sugar a lot slower.
Okay.
So you're looking at your brown rice, red rice, black rice. It also has more minerals. The husk is there.
There's fiber.
There's
So
fiber.
it'll help you if you are prone to
Yeah.
constipation.
Oh, so that's there. So we like that because before your body even, converts it into sugar and everything like that, nagamit na ng katawan mo. So you're less likely to feel, it's less likely to affect your blood sugar.
Sige, with women naman, why are carbohydrates important?
What do you look for when you're about to have your monthly visitor? Your
Iba
menstruation?
ako, steak ako,
Oh,
remember?
that's another one. I mean, yung katulad yung steak. Because syempre, bababa yung iron mo. But most women look for
Yeah, ice
sugar.
cream,
Chocolates.
cake,
Yeah. Something
ganun siya.
sweet.
Yeah, something sweet or something carbohydrate
Carbohydrate.
rich.
That's why it's also hard for women to go on a keto diet or a low carb diet because their hormones are primarily balanced with the carbohydrates.
Okay.
It's not an accident that most women are looking for a carbohydrate when they're upset, when they're not quite right, when they're tired. Carbohydrate is really an important function in the body. Plus brain din eh. You hear all these people tell you that it's not that important, it's not essential. That's not true. It's very much not true. It's not, maybe you see it online,
Yeah.
but kami, we see it in the practice eh.
Yeah.
The moment you drop carbohydrates, the mood of the individual changes.
Which incidentally, if you are a couple and you consult in Barren method, tapos your wife has been doing low carb, the moment your wife returns or puts carbs back in,
Yeah.
parang less away. Ganun
Less. Less yun. I mean, there's a strong correlation to it. Talagang when people eat carbohydrates, a couple eat carbohydrates, they're less likely to fight. That's a marriage advice. But good carbs dapat.
Oo, good carbs. So again, rice. Food myth is that rice will make you fat. And we've already said that carbohydrates, like rice, have certain functions in your body
Yeah.
that are essential.
Yeah.
And so it is a myth
Yeah.
that it'll make you fat. It's all about choosing the right type of rice.
Baka naman hindi rin yung rice ang nagpapataba
Oo
sa'yo.
nga yung iced tea at
Baka
saka yung
ice-
cake.
yeah.
My
Or
gosh.
kung saan
Or
binibili
hindi
yung
nga,
mga tapa.
hindi cake. Ito pa, no rice ka with
French
your
fries.
meal with your amigas. Pero after, magpa-frappuccino.
Oh, yung frappuccino.
Or
Frappuccino.
magka-caramel macchiato
Oo.
with extra pump of syrup. Ayan, okay, patay tayo dyan. Oh, again, it's not the rice's fault.
It's never necessarily the issue of the carbohydrate. It might be everything else that you put in. Sasabihin nila, oh, hindi ako magra-rice, pero mag-french fries na lang ako.
Yeah,
We've
yun
heard
yung
that too.
ipapalit nila sa side.
Exactly.
Which is also a carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Food myth number 2. Eggs are bad for you and eggs will make you have high cholesterol.
Barn Method's been going year 16 this year. Finishing year 16 this year. Alam mo, since we started, sobrang kawawa ng itlog. 1 year, they say it's good. Then, CNN will tell you it's bad. Then, it's good. Then, it's bad. Then, it's good. And now, again, it's good. It's back in its good graces again. Now, here's the thing. From the practice, what we've seen is that if you eat eggs, it's actually good for your cholesterol. It increases HDL.
HDL is,
Good cholesterol, high density lipoprotein, which is the carrier of good cholesterol.
so LDL. So when you do your blood test, what you have to watch out for is the LDL, not even total cholesterol or
The
HDL.
triglycerides is what you have to watch out
Triglycerides.
for.
Okay, what's triglycerides?
Triglycerides, basically, you're talking of cholesterol. Well, basically, these are the cholesterols that you get that causes your heart to have a big problem. If your triglycerides are high, normally the diet is rich in processed food or lots of eating out, lots of bad oils, lots of food coming out from the deep fryers or restaurants. That's normally what we see.
Okay. So why is it that eggs are often blamed for bad cholesterol?
Because it has dietary cholesterol.
Okay.
But
What does
dietary,
that mean?
okay, so your body produces cholesterol, right? But what we're seeing now is that when you eat dietary cholesterol from like eggs, for instance, no, it doesn't affect the bad side of the cholesterol. It's usually how the egg is prepared or how it's cooked.
So if you cook it with really bad oils, for
If you cook it
example,
with reused oils or you cook it with other
with
bad ingredients,
you always mention cheese, but I find lalo na in the Philippines, yung cheese na sinasama nila sa eggs to make an omelette, it's not even really cheese.
yeah, it's not
It's
the cheese that the cheese that we like,
yes,
right?
so it's um on a different note, if you are buying cheese, cheese spoils is meant to spoil quickly.
Yes.
So you buy from the refrigerated section.
Yes.
If the cheese that you're buying is just in the middle aisles, it's not refrigerated, that's not real cheese, guys.
Yes.
Okay, going back to eggs. So kung yun, nilalagyan ng mga ganong cheese
Or bake or let's say yung mga bacon na
na
puno-puno
highly
ng highly
processed.
processed. Oh,
Oo.
yun masama yun, 'di ba?
Oo.
So usually this is where eggs gets its bad reputation from. But in reality, from what we've seen in the practice, 16 years, we've never really encountered anyone who we've given eggs to at higher than recommended amounts na makikita mo na
Sumama yung cholesterol
sumama
levels.
cholesterol. It
Yung bad cholesterol
always
levels.
improves.
Okay.
The cholesterol ratio always improves. So it's not the eggs.
It's
It's
not the
not the
eggs.
eggs. Eh. Kasi they
Okay.
isolate it. I ate eggs, kaya masama. But what else did you eat in your diet?
Yeah.
Where else did you go this month to have your meals, di ba?
Correct. And then ang ibe-blame lang eggs lang ang
Yun.
isi-single out.
Dok, kinakumain ako ng tanggalin mo yung egg. And so because the doctor heard that from 2, 3 people, all of a sudden, the egg is the bad
Culprit.
culprit. They
Without
blame the yolk.
thinking,
Eh.
without even looking na kumain ng cake to, kumain ng ice cream to,
Yeah.
kumain ng ano to, ng maraming processed meats sa
Yeah.
umaga,
Yeah.
or sa hapon, or even at night.
Yeah, I would like to think the egg is probably the most complete food. It's so rich in other nutrients. Lalo na the yolk helps you for the brain. It helps for many functions in the body. So I would always we would always recommend eggs unless people are definitely allergic or really intolerant to it. Then we try to move it out. But then majority of the time, if we can, eggs is always in the game.
Okay, so again, eggs, good for you. Not really good, not really going to affect your bad cholesterol.
No, it's not.
It's really good for you. But again, tayo, organic eggs. Lagi.
Yeah,
No? Oo,
oo.
kasi ayaw natin na may
Hormones
antibiotics,
or
hormones.
antibiotics. Laking bagay yun, ha? All
Malaking
of that
bagay.
stuff that they eat goes into your body too. So, not something that you really want to
Yes,
worry about.
consume. Last food myth,
Last one.
artificial sweeteners. You
Oo.
know how almost all diabetics swear by artificial sweeteners, acesulfame K, acesulfame potassium, ano pa ba iba?
Sucralose.
Sucralose,
Oo.
ganyan. Kasi feeling nila, oh, I can have it, it's not gonna affect my sugar.
Yeah.
The myth that artificial sweeteners are the answer to diabetes.
Yes.
Go.
That's shit. Basura yun. Kasi,
Grabe talagang right,
It-
you
it
went
may-
right for it.
it may be less, it may,
Not spike.
no,
What?
okay. Ganito yan. Matamis pa din siya. Right?
Yes.
So, it doesn't solve the whole
Sugar addiction.
sugar addiction. Okay, it just means that they're giving you a lesser. It doesn't affect your blood sugar. So
Yes,
supposedly, but the long-term issue is that it causes so much inflammation. It's a carcinogen. Eh. It's an issue talaga.
Where did you get that it's a carcinogen?
There are clinical studies, there's scientific evidence and data all over the show, all over the place that it is actually a carcinogen.
Okay.
So I will tell you that people who take that stuff are often have hindi neurological, parang it's a neurotoxin kasi.
Okay.
So minsan hindi sila nakaka-disrupt ng thought processes. Hindi siya good
Parang
for
brain
somebody.
fog, ganyan, you get brain fog.
Yeah, nakakaganon siya. Eh.
But again, yun nga eh, they came out with this supposedly to help solve sugar issues or diabetes. And since it has come to market, Diabetes is still here.
1983. The study is that the data will tell you that artificial sweeteners started in 1983, and you're right, since its inception, or since it was introduced in the market, diabetes is still the fastest growing lifestyle disease in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So there, I don't remember the exact data, but there are over 10 million Filipinos with diabetes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I
That's
mean,
a lot.
to be classified today as a diabetic, it doesn't mean insulin ano ka, ha?
Dependent.
The
Oo.
moment you start taking medication,
Metformin.
metformin, there's no, hindi ka pre-diabetic, ha? Diabetic ka na. The
Mm-hmm.
moment you have an intervention, pharmaceutical intervention, you are considered a diabetic.
So all these artificial sweeteners, when you go to the grocery and you see a packet that says sugar-free, chances are they
They are.
use
They are.
artificial
Yeah.
sweeteners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes kasi ngayon hindi na eh. Sometimes when it's sugar-free, it can be an OL. Tama ba? Does that count?
Yeah.
Xylitol,
Xylitol,
maltitol. Would you
maltitol.
be able to say that's sugar-free?
It's a, pagka may OL,
Uh-uh.
erythritol or maltitol, it's actually an alcohol,
Okay.
OL-based sugar din siya.
Okay. So hindi siya considered a sugar.
It's not. But it's really more ano eh, like I said, an alcohol sugar. It's a gut disruptor din siya.
Okay. Pero yun nga eh, na most people will choose to buy sugar-free thinking that it's healthier for them.
Yeah.
But when in fact, what you need to fix if you are diabetic and the reason why you are in the position that you are is because you probably eat a lot of refined sugars. You're not, I would say, I would think that the root cause is the sugar addiction. So kapag kumakain ka pa rin na matamis, pero artificial sweetener siya, you don't address the root cause.
Yep.
Tama? Is
Yeah.
that a good assumption?
Yeah. Yep. Tsaka diabetes is what we're learning today. Diabetes is not just it's not just a sugar issue. It's a severe inflammation issue.
Okay.
So sugar is the main trigger, but there are other triggers in your diet that causes it for you to become insulin resistant. So it is the main trigger, but at a certain point, that if your body's function for to process sugar isn't so good, anything that will spark up inflammation will be a cause.
Okay. And I also remember nga, maybe in another episode na rin the four myths of food, na how some diabetics or people who are concerned with their sugar levels will avoid a very ripe mango,
Yeah.
but they will again have cake.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense eh. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes you just make excuses for yourself na lang talaga in nitpicking what you choose to consume and what you choose not to consume.
Yeah. If I was to give one tip for a diabetic, very clear. The body is carb intolerant and insulin resistant as the day goes by.
Okay.
So if you want to lower your blood sugar, drop your carbohydrate intake when the sun is down.
That's if you're not graveyard shift. So kumbaga, pag malapit ka na matulog or pag pababa na yung araw and you wake up morning, you sleep at night, bawasan na ang carbohydrates.
Pag
That's a
bago ka
good
matulog,
way
yeah.
to control your blood sugar.
Start. That's a good habit to start with. I don't
Okay.
want to have a blanket statement that will improve, but that's a good start.
Okay, and I hope you enjoyed that. I think we are gonna make a series out of this,
Yeah,
food myths.
maganda yon.
And send in your requests in terms of what food myths to tackle. Hope you enjoyed the episode.